Peace. Today is Sunday, November 18th. Making today's math.
Knowledge, build, destroy. All being born to born.
That's right. Use your knowledge to add on to the positive and destroy the negative and bring things into existence. Make things born to born. Peace. Peace. Welcome back to the Yanadameen Godcast. I'm Lord Jamar.
I'm Digger.
We got my man Rage Cage in the house.
Present.
Alex on the boards.
What's going on?
My man Harold behind the cameras on the editing.
Yep.
Yeah. So we back.
Word.
Another week. You on your red and black shit?
Yeah, man. Getting cute for our Godcasters.
Let's go to the master camera.
Thigh high red boots.
She got the thigh high boots on, y'all. I know that I can.
And the shoulder. Oh shit.
I could only imagine.
I don't know where I was going with
this. The comments
this.
is gonna be like, big boy getting jealous over here. He's getting hot and jealous at the same time.
I did this for you, Ray.
He likes what he sees, but he knows that it's gonna bring too much heat in the comments, and it's gonna bring a lot of pressure and competition.
I'm ready for the smoke. I'm built for it.
It's okay, boo. You got my shoulder over here. They ain't even getting the
shit.
shoulder. The shoulder is all for you.
Back. I get a shoulder. That's fair.
I love it. I'm plugging this in. Okay. Well, anyway. So today, holy shit, this hardly ever happens to me.
Hello?
Wow, that's usually me.
This is Sadat.
Where was you
Put it on
last night?
speaker. We want to hear. We want to hear.
Yo, Dottie. We filming the Godcast.
Why you tell her?
X.
I got you on speaker and shit.
Go ahead, man. I know it's gonna be crazy. Go ahead. I'm coming to the next one.
He said he coming to the.
What else, Sadat?
X.
You hear that? Rage and Digger said, "What up?"
Is that Rage Cage?
That's
It's
Rage
Rage
Cage.
All right, that's what it is. I'll be at the next one, man. Go ahead, do that. I'll call you later.
Okay.
All right.
Peace. Yeah. Okay.
That was cute. Shouts out to
to
Brand
Dottie
Nubian.
X. Let me turn my ringer off now.
Yo, X be having the crazy posts, man.
Oh, he's. X is one of the funniest dudes that I know, like,
Yes.
on the low. Like,
Yes.
he's like a fucking comedian on the low. You just got to really know him and shit. But some of his posts reflect that. Shout out to my man, Dottie Boy. So, today, the day that we're actually taping, I know, this is coming out on the 12th, but the day that we're actually taping is the 7th. First of all, today is my son's born day. Shout out to my son, Kari. Peace, young God. I love you.
God day.
But today, yeah. Come on, that's kind of
Damn.
deep, right? And my daughter's born on the 11th, not for nothing.
Oh, knowledge.
All being born to wisdom.
Right on.
But anyway, 111. But anyway,
Okay.
so this is the day after the midterm elections.
Right.
And
Shouts out for the Democrats getting the House back.
well, that's what happened. The Republicans, kept a hold of the Senate.
Right.
Yes, and the Democrats gained control of the House, the Congress.
Right.
Now, first of all, did you vote?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I voted as well. And I put a post up on, my Instagram stating that I voted, And, a lot of people, Lord Jamar, that's right. You talk the talk, blah, 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 walk the walk. But a lot of people are like, I am surprised at you, Lord Jamar. I didn't think that you would vote and all this time. I mean, they act like I fucking kissed the white man or some shit. It was fucking crazy. Like, I said, listen, it's just voting is a waste of time and da-da-da-da-da. In my post, I specifically stated, too, that unlike the general election for the president, where there's a lot of fuckery that goes on with the electoral college and all of that. These midterm elections are actually
the votes that matter.
The votes that matter, the ones that actually affect your everyday life. So you had people say, do you think you're going to destroy white supremacy with the... No, I don't.
No, but you're not going to by not voting either.
Right, and here's the thing. You act like, motherfucker, oh, it's such a waste of time. Motherfucker, you act like you not wasting time out here? Like you're not on your fucking phone right now flipping through your IG commenting on the fact that I went to vote. Is that a waste of time? Like, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. So what were you doing while everybody else was voting? Were you planning some sort of revolution? Or you understand what I'm saying? Doing some sort of community work? No. You was at your crib, fucking being a keyboard fucking warrior, talking bullshit about some motherfucking shit that you don't even fully understand. I'm nobody's fucking slave. I don't give a fuck about, do I really believe in this country's democracy? No. But in the meantime, in between time, till we get certain shit right, motherfucker, you need to do something rather than sit on your fucking ass. Like I wasn't voting. My vote yesterday wasn't to take down white supremacy. I just wanted my public advocate. You understand what I'm saying? Right. I wanted to maybe, the mother comptroller who deals with the money. Maybe I said I want this motherfucker instead of that motherfucker. Like little simple shit. There was some shit on the New York bill about, limiting term limits and shit like that. Because your boy Bloomberg, years ago had made it to where, you can go 3 terms instead of 2. And that's some bullshit. We don't want these motherfuckers in there forever. So there was a referendum on the back of the ballots to get rid of that. And the shit's passed immediately. There was no electoral college. It's not nothing about, taking down white supremacy and all this bullshit. It was about some immediate shit that actually can affect your everyday life.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I'm not sitting here like...
I don't understand the people that campaign so hard against voting. Like, feel how you feel, but like, I have yet to see someone offer a truly valid explanation of why not to vote. Now, I see people say, hey, I really don't care in the voting system, but just the simple fact that our parents and our grandparents fought so hard for that right, I'm going to do it just on the strength. Like, at least have some viable reason of why not to vote, because to me it makes no sense to just sit back and complain about everything wrong in the world and not attempt to do anything about it, starting with voting.
So go ahead.
I mean, I don't have a valid reason why not to vote per se, but I would like to introduce one particular thing to the argument just to create some balance. So the question I would pose to the room is, if Martin Luther King, that we knew and cherished, if he was alive today, would he be participating in this election system? Think about it. What do you think?
You mean as like running for an office, or like being
advocating votes, driving people
voting?
to vote, falling into the system, and definitely getting into the whole Democrat versus Republican issue and cult of personality, the Trumpism, all that. Do you think Dr. King, as we know him today, using deductive reasoning from his policy and what he truly believed, do you think he would be engaged in the system today?
I think he would. I think if if more leaders like that would have survived that time period, there may have even been, they would have possibly even introduced another party outside of the Democrats and the Republicans.
I don't attempt to speak for Dr. King. All I'm saying is it's a valid argument to consider. That first of all, what he was doing during the civil rights era, they looked at those things as a strategy. Mm-hmm. And strategies are temporary. They're not permanent. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two, his argument at the point in time, because of the limitation of what people could take on, limited the struggle within the civil arena. Civil means local, which binds you to the laws. All right. So he was pretty much saying, look, power system, here's the Constitution. Here's what you say you believe. Let's start there. It was your own Constitution. But him and Malcolm X, before they died, they were taking their fight to the international community and petitioning the United Nations. Because at a certain point, they realized that the system that we know it had some serious contradictions that could not really be used as an effective tool for complete constructive change. Now, the local thing, I'm all with that. That's strategic. That makes complete sense. But delivering people to like the feet of the power structure and completely depending on the whole 1-2 between the Democratic and Republican hype for means of liberation, I don't think Dr. King would have co-signed that.
Well, hold on a second before you go any further. Can you address going like the economic route instead of the political?
What do you mean
Specifically, for instance, Asians or Jewish people, they control the economic structure as far as first before going to political, because political is really run by money.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
this is true. Politics is run by money. They're symbiotic. They go together. First of all, shout out one of our viewers, Tosh. She's answering the question. She said, no, he would not. Unless he knew his money was funding the candidate and representing the cause, he might start his own party.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Well, you said you thought he would be a part.
No, he asked if he were alive, would he be a part of that? I said if he or more leaders like him would have survived that era, he probably would have been one to start his own. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a valid argument for that, I believe. It's funny how I mentioned economics. I mean, politics is economics. Dr. King wrote a book. And what cracked me up is that people always go to the I Have a Dream speech, but they never actually followed the man's words or really read his doctrine. And that's why I would even pose the question that I did. Dr. King wrote a book called Community or Chaos. Where do we go from here? The book was economics. You know what I mean? The whole book was, listen, this would make people act the way they do, money. And he wrote out different patterns and different ways and suggestions to divvy the resources in the country. And that was beginning to be his politic. What eventually got him killed was what he was doing with the sanitation workers, which was economic. And eventually he was going to do another march that was, talking about, introducing a new economic, position to the world. That's what got him killed. Economics, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I'm about to bring a viewer on.
I was gonna say I wish Foxy Alex was here. She actually just she would have been here, but she said she was so tired. Like she literally just worked the last 24 hours nonstop covering this stuff.
We're gonna bring a viewer on to chime in on this.
But you're still cute,
Make sure
you're
your
cute.
stuff is turned
Smart.
down. Because we don't want no egg. Tosh, how are you?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity.
I'm like, I can't hear, but I don't have my headphones on. Oops.
Yeah, put your headphones.
My bad, y'all. I just had a brain fart there. There we go. Hey.
How you doing?
Gang, gang.
So you see, we're here. We're having a political discussion, and we're talking about, to vote or not to vote. That is the question.
Yeah. I think it's definitely been a subject that has evolved over the course of Black historical history and what we have found to be our true power in the system of U.S., fuckery, white supremacy. The nation is built on a system that has relied upon our participation as a leverage to erect all of these structures. And yet when we've given our vote, it has not consistently translated into that power being rewarded back to us. We have not attained. I remember that, the ballot or the bullet speech with Malcolm X. And it was so powerful, and he really breaks it down. It's, knowledge is timeless when you can apply it to a portion of time, because the same craziness is still in existence. It's not like it's gone away. It's only evolved and transformed into different shades of oppression. So if we don't understand how our vote is really used, I feel like we just need to be more selective about where we give it to. It's so precious. It's almost like you hear people that will just give their vote because it's a woman, or because they're Black. They have lots of melanin. So we know that there's something about the connection, but that is not always the case. Just because it's your skin folk, don't make it your kinfolk. And it's just a lot of, I feel like now more than ever, we are having to wake up to that reality that our vote doesn't necessarily translate into the power that we would hope it to be. It doesn't mean don't vote.
I was just gonna ask you that. Do you feel like voting is a waste of time? Because I mean, we've seen just with the way Trump got into office, and even yesterday there were so many reports of all these ballot machines messing up, and now all of a sudden the ballot tickets getting rained on is misreading them. So there's always some kind of muck and shit when it comes to actually counting them up. But I still feel like we need to vote nonetheless.
I mean, I think it depends on what vote it's for. Like, again, for me, these midterm elections, this deals with more of, your everyday life. These are people that I can actually go downtown and barge into this motherfucker's office if I want to. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas when you're voting for a president and all that, I can't even get to this nowhere. That's when now you're dealing with lobbyists and all of that type of shit. So I think there's different levels of government, and I feel like the local government is more where your voice can be heard. That's deep. You see what I'm saying? And so I advocate, using your voice more in local government, because I agree. I don't feel like our vote is being used properly as far as in major elections and all that type of stuff. And we need to figure this shit out.
I would like to offer, at the risk of heresy, a Christian quote when they said, Jesus said, "Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar." If you look at it from a political level, it was like Christ was on his ministry and he wasn't dealing with what was happening with the Romans and the politics of the day. But when that heat came on, it was like, oh, get that man his quarter. You know what I mean? Let's do that, because that's relevant now for what I'm trying to do. It didn't mean that he was co-signing the whole Caesar machine. So he just acted, as it was according to his need at that point. So I think that's similar to when you talk about local politics. Also, the thing you said about term limits was interesting. There's a lady named Naomi Klein. She wrote a book called Shock Doctrine. And what that means is that politicians use the impetus of like destruction and shock as a means to change law. And that's what Bloomberg did, the 9/11 thing. Wait a minute, you guys need me. Let me hang around a little longer, And the Patriot.
Who was in Giuliani was in office at that time, and everybody was just ready to kick him to the curb, and it seemed like he just handled 9/11 with such style and grace that he won everybody's favor again.
He wanted to hang around. The Patriot Act. What was interesting, I remember when 9/11 happened, and I was watching the news very scientifically, and there was some people from the American Civil Liberties Union, and they had just come out of Congress complaining. It was like, we don't understand. All the laws that we've been keeping at bay, all of a sudden it's getting passed because 9/11.
Right.
So,
because fear will do that. Tosh, you have anything else you'd like to add to the conversation before we go to break?
Thank you. I appreciate hearing everybody's take on it. I just feel like, America is really, really good at convincing us that the enemies that they themselves have created for us are worth fighting against with the same tactic, the same tools that they also gave us. It's almost like you're like a puppet within a show that, you're being given all these tools to participate in the game, but the only way to really transcend it is going outside the game. I love what was mentioned about, the 9/11. And I mean, if we look at all the wars and everything that these politicians have been a part of, if you research it closely, there's always a hidden hand. There's always some other, like, it's not a conspiracy theory. There's something real about why we went to
Bin
war.
Laden was one of our soldiers, like just all type of shit.
It's really deep, but it's so deep and convoluted that it gets simple when you can just kind of spot like that. It's just anything I see on TV is not cut and dry. I feel like there's just always, that's just the facade. It's always, you got to dig deeper to really get to the real truth. And I love when Rage said, when you understand the premise of white supremacy, there's no more confusion. You know to base it first and foremost on that, because that has not been deconstructed well enough.
Well, see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, until this whole system of white insanity, because I don't like to call it supremacy, until this
PTB and them.
Until this whole system of white insanity is disassembled, you're always going to have symptoms of a sickness. You see, the illness, we're not treating the real illness, which is white insanity. And this whole system needs to be revamped. And, that doesn't mean that we have to violently kill everybody or anything to do this. I'm just saying it needs to be redone. If you really want to keep it real, and y'all white people want to act like y'all some real humans and you've elevated yourselves, well then keep it real. This whole system is fucked. Let's fucking rework this shit and see if we can come up with something new.
You know what's funny? Stickman once told me from Dead Prez, he was like, look, we don't got to wait for reparations, white people. Look, you don't got to wait for the law to pass. You see a black bear on the street, let's break them off.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just chip them off. Like,
Next
let's
time
do
you
that.
see me sitting in Del Frisco's, just pay my bill. PTB squad.
Well, Tosh, thank you for coming on and giving us your input on the subject. We appreciate you always here at the Godcast.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate y'all.
You're welcome. Peace.
Peace, sis.
And with that, I think we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back. Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. 2 fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian PEACE gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodg.com. Get yours. Peace. Welcome back to Yanadameen Godcast. Lord J.
Dicka.
My man Rich Kitch.
Present.
Alex.
What's going on?
Harold.
Yep.
We back. We was talking about elections and shit like that in the last segment. And now this segment, we're going to get hip-hop. We're going to talk a little hip-hop.
Word.
Jigga, some albums dropped
Yeah.
quite recently. Quite a few albums, yes?
Quite a few albums. We got West Side Gun just dropped a new album.
Hitler Wears Hermes.
Yep.
Isn't this like number
Part
6 or some
6.
shit? Okay,
Yep. We got Young Thug that just dropped an album.
Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a 22. Pew, pew, pew.
That's your boy, right?
Everybody is entitled to a guilty pleasure artist, okay? Young Thug
is like, he's like as skinny as the Old Digger. Remember the Old Digger?
Yeah, I remember the Old Digger.
That's like Young Thug. He was Young Thug back then.
The Old Digger was wearing like sweatpants underneath sweatpants and shit,
Still was skinny.
drinking 100 inshores, trying to get thick and compete out here in this female rapper world streets.
Filled out, and got thigh high boots on,
Hey.
and all that, shoulders out.
Suck it.
Anyway, go ahead.
We got Action Bronson, who just dropped an album, White Bronco. We got Swiss Beats, who album bananas. Let me see, my standout joint is the joint with with Nas called Echo, produced by DJ Scratch. And there's also a joint produced by A-Rap Music that the Locks did with Kendrick on the hook. Those are like my two favorites on that album. But that album is fire. Shouts out to Swiss. Rapper Big Pooh. Shouts out to him. You know, he's 1/3 of Lil Brother, so
Right.
shouts out to him. Shouts out to Vince Staples. I don't really listen to Vince Staples' music, but he is a comedian. Like I've just seen different like interviews with him, like his personality. Like I like him as a person. Like he's definitely like a funny dude. And yeah, I mean some others. Moneybag, yo. I actually saw Moneybag at outside of Quad. One day I pulled up to Quad. I was going to the studio. It was just like, you know, as to how they say it was a movie. It was like just a line of foreign cars, and there's Mano, there's Davies, there's Moneybag. I'm like, okay, it's lit.
It's a literal movie.
You know, as the babies say, it's lit. So yeah, shouts out to Moneybag, yo. Congratulations on everybody with their new releases. I will be bumping Swiss.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet, but I look forward
in
to
action. I'm sorry. Shouts out to that Joel Ortiz and Apollo Brown album too. That came out earlier last month, but that's fire too.
Yo, Joel Ortiz, man.
He's so beastie.
That guy is so fucking nasty, yo.
I love it.
He's so nasty. Like, why?
That's that shit.
Why don't I hear, like, what's up, yo? You see, because we're not in the age where it's a talent contest anymore. It's a popularity contest.
But would you say he falls in that flippity dippity category too?
Yes, but flippity dippity that I can relate to. That's the difference. He says real street hood shit that I could play his music. He doesn't use his voice to sound like a dickhead. He fucking, you see what I'm saying? Like, he rhymes how he talks.
Like super technical skill.
Yes, but technical, but funny, but street. Like,
yeah, I love Joel.
I fucks with him.
I even liked
fucks with him.
I liked what he was doing, but I didn't, you know, I didn't hear much come out of it. But I thought he was on to something with him and Nitty Scott and the other gentleman. They had formed a group called No Panty. I was a little jealous because I've been dying to do like a Lucy Pearl with somebody. Like I'm hitting up Black Thought, I'm hitting up Rock Mars. Like, come on, I need two guys. Let's do it. So you know. Shouts out to MCs keeping MCing alive. God damn it, man.
Well, speaking of two guys and two MCs, so as of late, the long-standing beef with 50 Cent and Ja Rule is now coming to a head.
That's so crazy.
Your boy 50 is hilarious. This motherfucker bought 200 tickets to Ja Rule's concert, just of the front row, just so the shit could be empty, and then sat there with a smile on his face.
But he wasn't. Was he actually at the show? Because they said that he wasn't at the actual show.
Then he photoshopped himself into the whatever. I saw a picture what appeared
to be like him in those seats, right?
If it wasn't, it looked like it. All I know is I saw a bunch of empty seats with 50 sitting there smiling, laughing. But it could have been Photoshopped. But
if you're, I guess,
even if it was, like the fact that 50 like
is even going
he
to
covers
those
all
lengths.
those bases. Like the fact that he would go out of his way to spend, you know, a couple $1,000s. They said, you know, $2,000-$3,000 to like buy these tickets just to fuck with somebody. You see what I'm saying?
Petty King,
yes,
petty King.
Yes.
50 Cent definitely gets the Petty LaBelle Award.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
sometimes you just like that petty shit. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
entertaining. I mean, I know their situation is terminal. Like, I don't know. I have these like weird rapper fantasies. Like, I have two things that.
where's this
no,
guy?
wait, no.
where's this guy?
Stop. No,
Weird rapper fantasies.
no. There's two things that.
What in the freak shit are you talking about?
In my head, I would love to be responsible for, and one of those is to help
reunite?
to help quell the beef. Yes, between 50
Quell
and
the
Ja
beef.
Rule. Because shut up. You know what? Look, I'm about to Me Too. I'm about to follow Me Too report. I have witnesses being harassed at the workplace.
Then we're gonna be like, well, you did walk.
I walked into that one.
You did walk into that one.
Okay, well, in my head, I would like to be the mediator
The
to
mediator.
God damn
Oh,
it.
this is getting crazy.
You know what?
Yeah.
Okay, let me move on to my.
Continue, nigga.
So my,
So you want to be the Peace Corps?
I wanna
You want to
be
be
the
the hip hop Peace Corps
Yeah.
in this motherfucker.
I want to be the peacemaker
I think
between
that's dope.
between
Why don't
50
you
and
issue
Ja.
a challenge now? Find one of these cameras and talk to him. Do
You
a
know,
Farrakhan.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, just try.
Yeah,
Give it a
try
try.
Okay.
Fuck it.
50, Ja Rule. I challenge y'all to be friends. Do we want them to be friends though?
We want them to be friends.
That's so half-hearted. Like, what the fuck kind of peacekeeper are you gonna be? Like, you have to almost forcefully bring the peace, like America does around the world.
No, but you
Hey, motherfuckers!
Nah, you know.
Be
but
peaceful. Here goes democracy.
I'll be honest though, if it was rap beef like that, like I would totally be about it. But the fact that their shit is so deeply like rooted in the streets that I wouldn't even want
It needs an intervention, and I
parts of
think
it.
that your brand can do it.
Well. See, Ja Rule started shooting back with like these memes of like 50 with like makeup on and shit like that, and then I at one point he started putting up some shit like Biggie, who shot you type of shit. Like, that's where it starts getting a little crazy. Like he's trying to almost imply that he's the one that had something to do with him getting shot in the first place and all that. Like, that's some other shit. But supposedly 50, who is troll master number 1, blocked Ja Rule.
No.
Now,
No
yes,
way.
and Ja Rule is deservedly saying, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Like, listen, I have no problem sending certain people to the block party that are just annoying or whatever. But, like, if I'm the one bullying you, you see what I'm saying? Like, now if you clap back, I can't block you. Like, I couldn't.
You can't buy 200 tickets at the man's show so the seats could be empty and then block them on social media. Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? That's almost like me, blocking Eminem or some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't now. Like, you got to say what you got to say. Like, I done said all the shit to you. Like, now if I block you, that's kind of whack. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Let's just keep it gangster all the way around, even on the internet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, take your shots. God damn it, you take a bullet. I'm sure you could take little shots on the internet. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so that's one of my rap fantasies.
well, the first thing to do to make that happen is he gonna have to unblock the young man. We're gonna unblock him, and then Digger, you're gonna get in their DMs, and y'all gonna bring this thing together,
Right.
And
I'm working on it, guys, little
all
by
right.
little. I'm actually,
and we're gonna keep y'all updated on Digger's progress.
I'm actually cool with both parties. So
There you go.
Let me see if I could just chip away a little at a time.
The second fantasy.
The second fantasy is to
Vanity.
I'm not paying attention to these guys.
You just said vanity.
I said vanity?
You said vanity.
Sure did.
I said fantasy.
You said
See,
fantasy.
stop.
Fantasy. There you go. Think Mariah Carey.
Is to whip Lauryn back into shape and get her out here in in these hip hop streets, and cause I'm tired of people asking me why we never did an album together after Cowboys. I'm like, as her. So, maybe, possibly, we'll see. I know a lot of people have tried.
Well, let me ask you something. What do you think it would take to whip Lauryn into shape?
I don't know. I would have to secretly lure her to a studio and lock her in a room and say, "Bitch, you ain't leaving until we do 5 songs."
Whoa.
Well, hold on.
You ain't leaving.
So you think whipping her into shape is just making her do songs?
No, I mean, I know there's a lot going on with Sus. Like, I'm sure she's got a lot going on spiritually and emotionally. Like, we've seen, the many different faces of Lauryn over the years. Some we may or may not recognize, but I think being surrounded by something, and I don't just mean kids and family, but being surrounded or, being with somebody that takes you back to an innocent time and place. Like, I knew her when we were young. She lived in South Orange across the street. I was over here in Newark. Both of us were kind of on our please listen to our demo quest together in separate spaces. So, maybe it might take a play date, her and her daughter, me and my daughter. Like, let's kind of get back to basic, find some like.
I think she's too jaded, Digger. I think that, first of all, I've made the acquaintance of Miss Lauryn Hill, and she's just too smart for her own good. She's just smart. People that are that smart, they tend to lose trust in people because they look at things 3 steps ahead, and oftentimes they become reclusive.
You're right. I think people, I think the people that are around her, they're actually feeding that energy, whereas somebody like me would come and say, hey, look, this isn't about publicity. This isn't about getting back on. This isn't about being in the industry.
You need a soul cleansing. You need...
What would be my motive?
She needs a lot.
Yeah, like, what are your motives? Like,
I mean, my motives would just be like, to me, that was a sister that was kind of almost like my mirror image musically at that time. I'm a little more potty mouthed than she is, but I always looked at
beefs and stuff.
I always looked at myself as like the bizarro version of her, and I just felt like if we were able to if I could get her back in a creative space, like, I think I could possibly draw that Lauryn out of her. I do that with everybody. Trust me. I did. When I get in the zone, when I get people in their zone, like, my goal is to always bring the gutter out of everyone. Like, I did a song with I did the Rottweiler with Lil' Kim, and that's like arguably one of her best verses to date. Like, no, this ain't about being on the charts and being commercial. Like, no, I'm gonna be red, you're gonna be meth. Like, these are the concepts that I put together in my head when I do songs with other artists, and I feel like I could bring that old school grimy out of Lauryn. I feel like I could do that.
The issue that I take, and one of the reasons where, and again, I'm stepping on delicate ground, where I almost wouldn't want to see that, is I think that Lauryn Hill has transcended the position of artist. I think she's a cultural icon, and I think that she has a lot more to contribute to the world, and I'm really concerned about her place in her life and where else she can go, as opposed to just having to come out and like make dope songs and stuff like that. So unless you got something like to the culture where you really think she could contribute, I would really be.
I mean,
her art is what she
I was about to
contributes
say,
to the culture.
I would think some good, consumable music from Lauryn Hill, and in this day and age, would be good for the culture.
Yeah, she does. She speaks to a lot of people.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, her shit does transcend just music. Like, she spoke to a lot of sisters out there. Like,
Like, what has she done outside that one album? Like,
Right, and yet
it's
we're
not like she's the
still-
leader of many organizations and stuff. Like, everything that we know and love about Lauryn is based on that one album.
That one album, not even the Fuji so much. It was that album right there and that's what I'm saying. Like, even for someone like me, who at that time was probably even more hard on female.
I was about to say, for somebody that doesn't like female rappers.
to be like, I was bumping that album. Like, I was bumping that album.
Yep.
Like, and just, I could really
And
appreciate.
it's debatable if it's even, technically a rap album. Because it's not.
well,
Pain album.
whether it's straight rap. I mean, it's hip hop.
It's hip hop and R&B.
saying?
Doubt.
It's hip hop as far as its approach and the production and there's a lot of singing and all that, but definitely
Even the way she's singing is harmonizing like on some back in the days type vibes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's definitely hip hop.
that shit was crazy. But in order to definitely get her in that right space, yes, you'd have to focus on her psychological well-being, her spiritual well-being, even her, just her regular health. Like, I saw a picture of, she was looking a little overweight, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she just looks like she just needs to take care of herself better. And if she gets to that place, then maybe we can be graced with more mastery, because what she did was masterful. It was masterful.
Right.
But
I think a part of returning to that space is returning to the people that were there when you created that
I can
mastery.
appreciate that.
And,
The day ones, yeah.
the outsiders, Rodney, like we were there.
I think Rod Digger is the key to everything. Rod Digger is gonna get. Let's see, Rod Digger gonna get 50 Cent and Ja Will back together.
I'm getting Lauryn back in the booth.
Ja Rule.
Look,
I said
see,
Ja Will
that's
is
my
homie.
vanity. All right,
vanity.
we both
Right,
one
right,
and one right
But
now.
I caught myself. I knew I said Ja Will.
I just was strong, kept going with it.
You said vanity. I did not. You said vanity. Anyway, okay. Extend recording.
Yeah.
Shit's about to end. So
yes, I am.
And you can get Lauryn Hill
I'm getting
back into shape.
Not only am I getting Lauryn back into shape, but we're doing an EP. Mm-hmm. And I think once Ja Rule and 50.
Are you gonna heal her relationship with Wyclef while you're at it?
Yeah, I can do
Fuck
that.
it.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy. And
Yeah, I can do that. It's like a black woman. Like, sure, I'll take that. I'll take on the world.
And while I'm ending the 50 and Ja Rule beef, I'm going to end up executive producing their surprise album, duet, collaboration album that nobody knows that they're going to be recording while they're making while everybody thinks they're beefing.
Are you prophesying, sister?
I'm going to be secretly EPing.
Are you prophesying?
Their collaboration album.
listen,
With verses
testify.
on there of your own, of
Yeah,
course.
you know.
Testify. Okay, so who do we got to get you into shape, Rod Digger, to see another Rod Digger album?
Me? Yeah. Oh, that ain't about nothing. Look, man, that ain't about nothing.
Is that the sacred of
Rod's on her
sacreds?
bullshit.
Can I hold?
I'm on my. Look, I will have you know. Wait,
I didn't show. I'm trying to show you how to really get to this thing, but you're not listening.
I want to be.
I'm not
slow.
even
I
gonna-
want to say I
no more.
touched your book.
you want to say touch my book? Oh, be careful.
I'm gonna let you go for what you think is the hype,
There's powers in there.
and then I'm gonna teach you something one day.
There's
Rod Digger thinks she nice.
there's powers in there. No, nigga, I'm not.
Rod Digger. Let me see this book. Hang on. Let me see how you even write your. Let me see how you write.
You can't
your
even.
rhyme.
You can't
Let me
even
see-
read
let
the
me see-
writing.
Give me the damn book.
You couldn't
Let me
even.
see how you put
She
your
writing
shit.
cuneiform.
If you put it in proper.
You couldn't.
Do you write it how you say it, or you write
Nope.
it out like an
Nope.
essay?
Nope.
Look, she had to put the alphabet
Whoa.
at the top.
The alphabet is on every
She don't even know the.
on every page in my
She don't
rhyme.
even know the damn alphabet.
Yo, wait a minute, man.
She has to remind herself of the damn alphabet in her rhyme
That
book.
is scientific. Digger, you want some genius shit?
Jamar don't want this smoke.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I do want
Hey,
this smoke.
You
That's
don't
what I'm
want
saying.
this smoke.
Like Digger thinks she's nice. I'm like yo.
Jamar gonna say to me, I keep telling you to prove yourself. Like, bro, Let me tell you something. Let me remind you, okay?
Why? Let's turn some beats up.
I was the stronghold of not one but two all-male crews, okay?
That says a lot.
Okay?
That says a lot.
What two male crews you talking about?
Outsiders and flip mode.
Church. Church.
So, with that being said, I'm alright.
Could you walk us through forensics? What does the alphabet mean?
The alphabet is because what I like to do, I write the words first. I write all my rhyming words first. I put phrases in and things together. I write all that stuff first, and then I actually fill in the lines.
Wow, a lot of empty pages here.
Anywho.
So, like, do you have like a bar count structure?
Because I don't go page 1, page 2, page 3. I write backwards. My book starts from the back, and it goes from the
Arabic Quran.
I do. I start my raps on the right page, and then I go. Yeah, I go from.
That's interesting.
I go from right to left. It's just something. I don't know. It's just how it comes to me.
That's interesting.
Get out of here! Stop trying to secretly steal my sauce. Look at he like.
Nigga, look.
What?
Interesting.
Yeah, I got the photos.
You couldn't even read. Y'all couldn't even read my handwriting. If somebody stole my rap book, they would just throw it back. They would just throw it back at me. Like, you know what? What is that?
No, I actually saw something in the back. It looked like you were budgeting it, like sativa.
Oh yeah. Let me see. That's a budget.
Budgeting out her weed or some shit in the background.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my whole life is in this book. Oh, that's funny. So, cell phone, weed.
Well, listen, let's take a break, and we're gonna go through your book during the break a little more. Yanadameen Godcast.
Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. 2 fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian PEACE gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodcheap.com. Get yours
Peace.
today.
Welcome back to the Yanadameen Godcast. Lord Jamar.
Digga.
Got my man Rage in the house.
Present.
Alex. Harold.
Oh, real quick, we got to shout out one of our watchers, Ty Pope, who coined the phrase "smellable" for us.
I was gonna bring that up. Thank you.
The homie said, "Oh, I ain't gonna get no shout out for coming up with smellable." I saw that. Shout out to my man for coming up with smellable. Good fucking word. So anyway,
we've covered music.
We've
covered
politics, elections. So now, as far as some local news here in New York, there's a trial going on right now of an accused killer of a jogger out in Howard Beach. Karina, what's her name?
Karina Vetrano.
Her accused killer is a young, seems like a mentally disturbed young man by the name of Chanel Lewis. Now, what's funny about this whole story even catches my eye or ear is that the night that this happened, right? I'm with my man Aaron Cooks. You know, we were probably just leaving from hanging out with Buster, leaving One Oak or some shit like that. It's like 4 something in the morning. We're walking. We're like by the corner of, I want to say, 17th and 9th. Everybody's out there, drunk people, whatever the case may be, people's talking. So somehow my man Cooks, some white girl starts talking to him or whatever. It's just harmless conversation or whatever. And so we're about to get to the car, and then she's on the phone. Her phone rings or something. And she's like, oh, hang on or whatever. And then she says, oh my God, da da da. And when she hangs up, she's like, one of my friends just got killed out in Howard Beach.
Oh, wow.
Jogging or some shit like that. And we was like, oh, wow, that's fucking, you know, that's kind of crazy. Like,
what a way to kill a vibe after the after the club.
Right. Like, okay.
Thought you were going to get some ass, huh, Cooks?
Well, no.
Side.
I'm not throwing him under the bus because it wasn't even like that. Like, I don't even really remember why the conversation started talking, but he wasn't trying to kick it to her. It wasn't like that.
Nah,
but in the midst of speaking to her, this is what she says. And so in the morning, when the news comes on.
Wait, this is such a serious story. I can't stop laughing right now. I'm just thinking about somebody get Ray going for the kill and the girl getting that phone call. Like, I challenge your dick to stay hard through that phone call. through that phone call. I'm sorry. I just had a whole different like.
Or that would be crazy. Like if you was kicking it to somebody and like
what a mood killer.
You're just trying to get out. She tried to get out of it so bad. Like my girlfriend just got killed.
Just got murdered. I gotta
go. Like
damn, nigga, your nuts stank.
Oh, wow. Somebody's going to be mad that we're even laughing during this, but oh, well. So anyway, so in the morning, we see on the news, and I was like, oh, that shit was
that's
real.
Crazy.
Like this shit, that's that shit that homegirl was talking about last night. And I knew, it seemed like from the outset, just by the picture of the girl, you know, she looks like one of these, you know, modern Italian, you know, classic Brooklyn.
Hell's Kitchen, I'll fuck you up, something.
She just looks like one of those, like, they weren't going to let this go.
Well,
like, they want to find...
Her family, and it seemed like her family got some bread. And
they got some bread, they got some pull with the police, because when the father went looking for her, he had called up some of his police friends to help him look. And then he's the one that discovered her body. Then shortly after this, you know, I don't know how long it was, they come up with the suspect, this Chanel Lewis guy. Now, as soon as I see him, I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, that...
Like, are we really going to try
nah.
to pin it on this guy?
He doesn't look like... I wonder, I don't know what the... Does it say anything like was there any like conclusive evidence? You know,
they're saying he confessed to it. Okay. How
see,
many false confessions? Central Park jogger and and now you're dealing with somebody who might be mentally a little slow.
Because he looks slow. I'm like,
come on, he's visibly slow. Just looking at him in a fucking picture.
Did he confess under duress?
Listen. We don't. These are all the things that we don't know.
Right.
You understand? All the police gonna tell you is that he said he did it. Okay.
Yeah, that was one I looked. I saw him and I even said to myself, because you know we know our people. We can kind of look at suspects like, yeah.
Listen, his family is vehemently maintaining his innocence.
I bet
that
he doesn't.
He did not do this. This was a whole rush to judgment. The police needed somebody as a scapegoat, and he was the one.
She kind of looked like she might have fucked him up.
Listen, when I look at her picture and his picture side by side, I feel like
I'm looking at him like I
she
could probably be
fuck
him.
I concur.
Right.
Like, seriously, I live in Staten Island, okay? I see girls like this all the time. Like, she's the type of girl that goes with a guy who's all juiced up, muscled up, and at the same time, she'll be like, fuck you, Joey. I'll fucking punch you in your fucking face. Like, ain't no way that this little skinny, mentally slow black guy is just gonna do this woman. I just don't see it. I feel like this is some bullshit. This young man's being railroaded, and I feel like we can all see this from a mile away, but
I would like to see some evidence other than the confession, because the confession by itself ain't convincing me. And condolences to that family.
And I was gonna say that condolences to the family.
It's really tragic.
But I would want to really know who did it. You understand what I'm saying? Like
I can't even imagine being a father.
I wouldn't want to just put anybody away. I want to put away the person that actually did. Well, really, I want to kill the person that actually did that. But if all I had to my devices was the law and using that shit, then I would want to put the correct person away for as long as possible. And, grabbing anybody off the street would not satisfy my
Let me ask you, because I remember when the story first broke. Are there any, conspiracy theory, John Bonet, or somebody in the family that really did it, anything like that?
Well, I'm going on. The elephant in the room to me is, like when you fart, whoever smelt it dealt it. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times, whoever finds the body, a lot of times,
in this case, was her father.
Was the father? I mean, in the John Bonet case, who found the body? The father. You understand? We've never found that killer, though. It just seems a little shady sometimes when.
Well, maybe in the father's defense, because I think they said they would jog this route together, but on this one particular day, he was having some back pain, and it was like, go ahead, go on, baby. I see you.
All I'm saying is, what better alibi would it be if you actually went out looking with the police? With your police friends. I mean, I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying I don't believe that dude did it.
Right.
So now we got to look at other people. Who was her boyfriend? Where that motherfucker at? Or who was she fucking with? Because believe me, she wasn't just out here celibate. She's fucking. She was fucking. You know what I mean? So where's that guy at? Where's he? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. I feel like they trying to wrap this thing in a little bow and all this type of shit. And
it's definitely a bow.
Something's
nervous at
fishy.
Bows. I don't like bows.
Yeah, something's
something's
don't
off
smell
with that
right.
suspect.
Yeah.
Something don't smell right.
To be continued.
To be continued.
What else is going on in the news?
Oh, so the Scouts.
Oh yeah,
the Scouts. Story. This is a funny story. So in this sick, blurred line world that we're living in right now, we can't even.
There he goes.
We can't even no longer.
There he goes again.
We can't even have the last bastions of anything. Like, a man can't be a man, a woman can't be a woman, a boy can't be a boy, a girl can't be a girl. The Boy Scouts, okay, are now talking about changing their name to just the Scout. First of all, the Boy Scouts have been accepting girls now. I don't know if you know this, but the Boy Scouts have been accepting girls into the fold for, I guess, a couple years now. So now what they're talking about doing is changing the name from the Boy Scouts to just the Scouts. But the Girl Scouts is like, skirt, skirt, pump your brakes.
The Girl Scouts are pissed.
The Girl Scouts are like,
they're suing. There's actually a lawsuit.
They're actually
suing. They're suing the girl. How crazy does that sound? The Girl Scouts are suing the Boy Scouts.
Here's their reasoning. Their reasoning is, it seems by changing, from the Boy Scouts to just the Scouts, it seems as if possibly either the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts have merged, or that the Girl Scouts just no longer exist.
Yeah, from a branding perspective, it's very convoluted.
When you go on the Boy Scouts website, you're going to see just as many girls on the website as boys. And so these people are crying foul. And I don't know. What do we think about this? Like, is it? Are we really to this place where we can't have the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts?
Yeah, I
that's
think,
gonna hurt somebody's feelings, or
I think that's a little extra. Well, the reasoning for it, I guess, is because the curriculum of the Boy Scouts and the extracurricular activities.
I know it's probably cooler.
Yeah, that there are a lot of girls that just want to do the boy stuff. Like one of the girls in the Scouts, she said she learned how to like make a fire from scratch. You know, she learned like a lot of things about camping. I guess
she don't want to be quilting. Get a quilt.
Right, like the Girl Scouts have their signature things, the Boy Scouts have their signature things. I would say
Girl Scouts, y'all got the cookies.
I would say why not just revamp the programs? Like I want.
Why revamp the programs though? For what are we doing?
No, I'm saying add more. Add more activities that are.
Why are we letting Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts?
No. I'm saying I want the Girl Scouts to stay the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts to stay the Boy Scouts. But I'm saying add hiking and canoeing and things like that to the Girl Scout regimen as well.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Like that's a simple fix. I don't know why
simple fix.
I don't know why they have to go so far as to like change the names.
Because they're trying to convolute and confuse people and children and society and have these blurred lines that it's like, what the fuck?
When I think we're gonna come.
Do you think do you think that's the backdoor approach that they're taking to, I guess, address that elephant in the room?
Yes.
That's one of them. Yes, that's one of them.
Again, so my point is, I think that all this confusion of like gender fluidity and male versus female attributes, I think it's going to end when the zombies come.
Because what's funny, I was gonna say what's interesting is I was watching the story. At no point in the story did they bring up the gender fluid kids or anything. Like they're making it all about.
But it's a part of the same narrative.
They're making it all about the activities in each respective course. But I was saying to myself, like, is this a way to kind of mask? Making. Let
me tell you when the clarity's gonna come between the gender issue when the zombies come. I'm gonna tell you why. When duress hit the society and real men gotta stand up and do man shit. That's going to clarify everything. Mark my word. All the women going to be like, wait a minute, I'm a woman. Let me put this bun up. Go out there and fight. Go out there, hunt and gather. Do your thing, man.
Okay, so the women like me with the zombie apocalypse dooms prepper kit in the trunk of my car and the registered shotgun, like
there's
ready
not a
to go.
Lot like you though. I mean, they're out there. But that's not a normality. Like I definitely.
All I can say is thank you, Boy Scouts.
but see that, and that's part of the plan, though. Rage is that if that day ever comes, when the zombies come or whatever crisis comes, that is going to call for, all right, we need y'all men to step up. Right. They're trying to put us in a position where there will be no men to step up. No men that are worth anything.
For real.
No men that are going to have the heart to stand up to manly men.
Right.
Because we've cultivated these new type of men.
Androgynous.
Yes, that are in the Boy Scouts alongside girls. Like
the boys.
I never was in any of that.
The Boy Scouts are taking the Girl Scouts. The girls aren't taking boys. So that's their
right.
Like they're
keeping their fucking sanity.
Yeah, they
it's
want
the
to
boys
smoke.
who lost their fucking mind, but they've been losing their mind because I think even before they let girls in, I think they had some sort of like gay policy or some shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? Where they weren't gonna discriminate on
I've never
the scout masters and stuff like that.
See, I don't know about the sexuality policies of the scouts. But when I saw this story and they based it on like the activities that each program provided, I was wondering like, is this really a sexuality / gender thing being masked by, we gotta we have to, satisfy the.
I mean, it's the same bullshit with, with the bathrooms and all this type of shit. Like, what bathroom do I go into? What scout do I join? Like, why can't it be just the Scouts? Why does it have to be the Boy Scouts?
Why you gotta use that voice? Why you gotta use that
that's
voice?
how these motherfuckers sound, yo. Like, this shit's fucking ridiculous, yo. Like, you fucking
behave before I have to save you in the apocalypse. And I'm gonna be the one saving his ass in the apocalypse.
You think so? I mean, shit. Listen, I'm gonna be right by. Listen, if you got your shit, I'm gonna be right by your side. I'm gonna be one of those men.
I got all the shit.
That's gonna be like.
I got flares. I got the fire starter. I got the foil blanket that you can wrap yourself to insulate the body heat. I got the filter that can
with the water
that purifies the lake water. I got all that shit, son.
Go. You got a little bunker too? You got a bunker we can go to?
On my property. My house burned down, but I kept the land. So I got the blueprint. It's like a work in progress. That shit expensive as fuck.
You seem like the type of woman that would like in order for your man to feel good, he be taking a shot at the enemy. Like you shoot him for him and be like, you got him, baby. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do that to me. Man. Tell me if my scope is off.
I'm like, oh, look at your little 38. That's so cute. Oh, you got the little pearl handle. Give me some sugar.
Pearl handle. That's some girly shit if I ever heard. You better not have no fucking pearl handle.
Slide over, baby. Pow!
We get them pearl tongues, but we don't know pearl handles.
Wow. Hello.
Anyway, I digress.
Getting hot enough in the third segment for you?
Women and guns. So you an NRA enthusiast or what? What you talk to me now?
I low key, before I understood what they represented, like their practices, like when I first started like buying guns and getting into going to the range, I did sign up for it because you get discounts and stuff. It did what it do, but seeing, I guess, just like the whole political climate made me feel like, I signed up for some shit that I didn't do the knowledge. I wasn't born to born. Let me get the fuck up. Let me get the fuck up out of here. But because I do believe in, the right to bear arms and being able to defend yourself. And more black people, we do need to start like taking up that practice. Like if there was a Martin versus Malcolm, like I would definitely be on the side of Malcolm and Panther, like, no, get the strap. Like that's
So when we going to the gun range?
That's my MO. Whenever you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Whenever you want. They love me up there.
Just don't outshoot.
I bring all my friends.
I'm shoot his shot at the gun.
I'm one shot. Molly, you in trouble. We do the you have a clay shot like the clay shoot where you shoot.
Pull.
Yep.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
Pull.
Yeah, I pull the thing.
Wow. Shotgun or
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's clever.
All right. Well, listen. We about to wind it up.
Mossberg 3030, baby.
Listen, we appreciate y'all joining us once again for another episode of the Godcast. If you'd like to donate, go to cash.me/$, you know what I mean? Patreon.com/you know what I mean, or you-know-what-I-mean.com/support. Yeah, we love y'all. Everybody, all our people here on Shindig, Tosh, we appreciate you coming on and supporting and giving us your insight on these elections and voting and all of that type of stuff. Queen Crafts, we see you in the house. All our other viewers, Troy, fucking my man Hall, Big Hall in the house. Shout out to Hall Mills Network, of course. We couldn't do this without them. And yeah, once again, this is how we do. So for the Yanadameen Godcast, I'm Lord Jamar.
I'm Digga.
Peace.
Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. Two fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian PEACE gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodg.com. Get yours today.